Oilersnation After Dark begins now.
Oh, and the most mail it in type game of the season, we labeled it on pre-gaming today. Second half of a back-to-back, final one before the Olympic break. The Edmonton Oilers did actually bring an entertaining contest tonight, I will say. Thoroughly entertained, thoroughly disappointed yet again. I don't know if it gets worse. Back-to-back set, losing to the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Calgary Flames. You get no points in that set. And now you got to sit on that one for the next 3 weeks over the Olympic break. And it's not great times in Edmonton right now, but here we are as the Edmonton Oilers limp into the break and they lose by a score of 4-3 to the Calgary Flames. But hello, what up, and welcome to Oilersnation After Dark, brought to you by Bet365, 19 plus. Please play responsibly, because whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Super Bowl is in a couple days. Drake May won't let you down like the Oilers continue to let me down. But this evening, final one before the break, obviously, and it's not just because everybody else at the company was busy. We're getting back to our roots. What better way to do it? A nice Bretton Bordsy show to send us off into the break, and was hoping for a little bit better result than this one here tonight. Mr. Brett Holden, no worse way to close out this stretch. But do I think the Oilers deserve to win tonight? Sure, maybe they could have. I think if I look at the deserve to win-o-meter now at the end of the hockey game, 53% in favor of the Oilers, but a couple miscues on the PK. Maybe want one extra save from your goaltender in one Tristan Jarry, and the Edmonton Oilers offense, they just couldn't quite make up for it. Just couldn't beat Devin Cooley there at the end of the hockey game. They had their chances, had their opportunities. Bert, give me a vibe check. How you feeling right now?
Yeah. Just out of reach. I don't think the Oilers, especially at 5-on-5, played exceptionally poorly. I think they played fine. I think the killer was that penalty kill for the Oilers, and I do agree. If Tristan Jarry makes just one of those saves, obviously it's a 1-goal game. Thanks, Einstein. But yeah, I think there is one of them that you just sit there and go, just that momentum or whatever it is, right? We talked about it before we started. I think there's going to be one goal that we might be in the minority of a bit of an argument here. But no, again, it's enough good things that you saw where you're not sitting there going, what the hell is going on here? But what is that? 3 games in a row you've lost, 2 in a row, whatever it may be, especially back-to-back to the Flames and the Leafs here. Tough one to the ego, but I think you can sit back, especially when you have 3 weeks to sit back and sit on it. I think it's going to go over a little better than you think.
Yeah, exactly. We will move on. We will start to focus on our hate of Team USA and everybody else at the Olympics here over the break. But yeah, the Oilers had won finally 3 games in a row. They followed up, now losers of 3 in a row. So was it all worth it in the end? We all got what we wanted, but did we really? Now let's get caught up into the chat right now. First things first. I laughed at this one from Pats fan. Said, go Patriots, LOL. After this show, I am completely moving my focus all the way onto the Pats and what I need to do as a fan to get me a Super Bowl, because yeah, it feels like a minute since I've experienced a Super Bowl or a win here for the Edmonton Oilers. Brett, I'm sorry. I had to do it right there. K. Waddy is then in the chat, and he said non-existent defense, peripheral offense, undisciplined, unconnected, unstructured, outworked, can't buy a goal or a save. Embarrassing past month, and Oilers fans deserve a break from this team. There's been highs, there's been lows, there's been everything in between. It feels like the last little stretch here for the Edmonton Oilers. They've banked on miraculous comebacks to find a way to get it done. And they're like, we're sitting here for the next 3 weeks just going, okay, I'm banking on the fact that the Edmonton Oilers, after the break, much like they have the last 2 seasons, can just magically snap their fingers and kind of get out of this thing. But it's not the greatest long-term strategy, I will say, for that. But if history is anything, it's doomed to repeat itself in the last 2. That's what I'm That's what I'm banking on. 97 and 29, figuring it out. Dre said, oh no, we suck again. Again. That one made me laugh pretty hard. Final buzzer said Tristan Jarry is quite the adventure. Yep. Hasn't obviously been great since he has returned from injury, especially after Saturday night. He made some comments about the Oilers' defensive structure. A good performance would have went a very long way in the confidence level of this fan base, but unfortunately, I don't think we got that good performance from Tristan Jarry this evening. Also, he's just quite the adventure, literally in the crease. You don't know if he's oversliding, if he's falling back. He made like a partial breakaway that we posted. I think it was Peyton, because I still don't know if Jarry actually made the save or not, where he fell back and like it might have hit his paddle. I'm not entirely certain. Why do we have that, Eiley? Nice. Because I still don't. Either way, I don't want to rain on the guy's parade. I guess it's definitely not a parade right now for one Tristan Jarry. We'll get into it. We'll continue to unpack it as we get into what we all thought about Tristan Jarry. Reminder as well, that's a good point to mention it. See that voicemail line up at the top of the YouTube chat right now? That's made for games like this, stretches like this, losing to the Leafs, losing to the Flames, getting embarrassed by the Wild. What do you think about Chris Knoblauch? He tried out some new forward combinations in this hockey game. Don't think they overly worked out. There was some good and some bad, I will say, all over it, but let it rip on the voicemail line. It's just me and Brett here tonight. You're in the safe space. You're in the trust tree with your favorite two boys. PJ said, how do the Oilers lose to the worst team in the entire NHL? Brett, they're the 29th worst team in the entire NHL, to be totally correct. And I guess we can give them their flowers. We did a little bit on pre-gaming earlier. I think they're doing personally an awesome job at the tank and the way they're committing. And if they do the deadline properly, they can really commit to the tank. But Brett, they're bad, but they're still competitive in most games that the Calgary Flames play. And it's similar to last season where they probably went a little too far on the competitive thing and were a little too close to making the NHL playoffs. But give them credit. It took, I think it was the broadcast at the end of the game. They said that took 19 dudes tonight to beat the Edmonton Oilers. I agree with that.
Hey, realistically, if they are committing to this tank, they just got 4 out of a possible 6 points against the Edmonton Oilers this season. Looks like really the Edmonton Oilers won, although it does look like the Flames might still be able to get Gavin McKenna wherever they're drafting. But I'm kidding. It's a poke.
Nice. Kick it off like that. I like that. Some good energy. McSorley said, rest and recover for the last push of the season. But the third and fourth line, we need depth scoring. Yep. There's never been a time in my Oilers Nation tenure where we haven't discussed that the Oilers need more depth scoring. I'd say last year was the best it ever was with Corey Perry, Connor Brown, everybody finding their way. Cato said everyone chirping the Flames really need to be actually bitching at the Oil. Agree with that. I could agree with that. This far into the season, they still can't figure their shit out. What a fucking circus we are. Yep. They're letting the inmates run the asylum a little bit here for the Edmonton Oilers, feels like. And hey, that makes hell of an entertaining contest. And that's why we exist here at Oilers Nation, because we need a safe space to talk it out in the chat after games like this. JHB said they're getting bounced by LA. He's reading into the Artemi Panarin Russian propaganda, if you will. Auger said, I need a Super Bowl after that. Amen, brother. Lance came with his most classic, that's hockey. Yes, Brett?
The big game. Thank you.
Oh. This guy knows trademarks. This guy works in the industry. This guy knows what it's all about, right?
Lamia would be pissed.
Yeah, shout out Lamia. Shout out Lamia. She got us all here. Cooley should be first star. Who even picked these? Sanchez, nice and bluntly. Jarry is not good. Yeah, it's bad when I have buddies who buddies you're close with. You're not text relationship buddies. Like you're not texting each other. I got a text out of the blue from one of my buddies. We barely talk. And all it said was Tristan Jarry poop emoji. I turned to my girlfriend and I went, fuck. It's bad, man. It's bad. If that's happening right now, that's not good. That's not a place we want to be. JHB should have never let Skinner go. Yeah, that's always going to be a conversation. And then fighting Amish. This was the last before Super Chats. The shortest month of the year, about to be the longest month of the year. That was beautifully put. And then reminder, couple Super Chats, all your Super Chats in support of the Ben Stelter Foundation, a cause very near, very dear to all of our hearts here at Oilers Nation and just in the city of Edmonton in general. McJesus Yeg said 1-3 versus Calgary. Should I do it in the Jack Michaels voice? No, that'd be too sad. What can I say? Just tip my hat and call the Flames my daddy. I will never do that. Also, Ty Emerson wasn't calling the Flames his daddy this evening. That was a good scrap we saw this evening, Bert.
Hold on, 1-3 versus Calgary. Did you just start watching hockey last year? I'm pretty sure the Edmonton Oilers won 4 in a playoff series that sent the franchise into this rebuild. Hey, listen, went to art school. Pretty tough for me to count to, but I think the proof is in the pudding.
I'll raise you that, Brett. They actually have won 1-2-1 this season against the Calgary Flames. First game in October was a shootout loss for the Edmonton Oilers. It was. But continuing along, Ferris Bueller's in the chat, 699. Who is more disappointed tonight, McKenna's parents or Jarry supporters? I'm just going to continue to pass through that one. Thank you for the donation. Floric with $5 said, is Pete DeBoer still available? Knows how to manage ice time and players. I don't know if Jake Ottinger would agree with that statement or not. Not afraid to let a goalie hear it after a rough performance. It's a fine line. It's a fine line in that situation. But once again, no, we're Edmonton fans. I know we love to freak out. In reality, join me. I don't think Chris Knoblauch's going anywhere, man. He just signed an extension. It's a pretty big vote of confidence. Brett, what are you pondering over there?
Did Pete DeBoer not get out coached by Chris Knoblauch 2 years in a row as well?
Yes. I think my memory serves me right on that one, Brett.
It definitely serves you right, and I'm pretty sure that is the reason why he no longer has a job.
D is drunk at a bar singing Limp Bizkit, rolling. That's us. That's us down the tunnel on our downwards trajectory right now. And can't listen, but still a cup, yeah, Brett.
Cup, yep.
If I'm not mistaken, the Perry curse is the team he leaves wins the cup. Excellent spin zone on that one. I was curious where you were going there. It's our time. Cup, yeah.
Cup, yeah. What?
And then McSorley, once again, I really got to learn my different currencies. 11 something. Says number 11 is for Moose. Which retro player is that? Can you guys guess that? Yeah, Mark Messier. Thanks, dude. Dude, I'm 30 years old. I'm not that young, man. Hey, Connor, it's a mess. Towards you funny guy. You must get all the girls. San Jose, LA, and Anaheim is a road trip. End of the month. I have a lovely girlfriend as well at the moment, but I've said this. We got 3 road games against 3 division rivals when we come back from the Olympic break. You thought this 3-game stretch was bad? Oh, buckle up for the end of February, because I've seen this movie before, Brett. I've seen this from time to time, and my confidence, once again, I would love to be wrong on that one, but I feel like a lot of people would agree with me. All right, Bert, let's get into it. Let's get into it with some headlines. First things first, give me some Driz. Headlines are brought to you by Derek Dodge Edmonton, a new friend here on Oilers Nation After Dark. And it's the beginning of a new chapter for them as they're under new ownership, bringing a fresh approach, new energy, and a renewed focus on customer experience. And they're bringing new here. They got an unbeatable deal. With every vehicle purchase, you will receive a trip for 2 to Las Vegas, Sin City, Nevada. Yep, you heard that right. Leave the lot with your new vehicle and flights and accommodations for a trip for 2 to Las Vegas. Derek Dodge, visit him, 6211 104th Street Northwest. If I was a truck guy, look at me. I'm not a truck guy. I just don't have that in my. I'm a sedan man. I'm a sedan man. But that's a deal. That's unbelievable, dude. I know, like,
Hey.
You schedule that, you can come on the nation vacation on your own way, courtesy of Derek Dodge.
I'm wearing a pink toque. I think you know where I sit. We're owning a truck. So I wish I could have one. And if I did, that would be where I'm going.
Yeah, absolutely, without a doubt. All right, so take it from the top. Tonight's hockey game. Stop me if you've heard this before. The Edmonton Oilers had a terrible start to the hockey game. They allow power play goal 3 minutes into the hockey game. Bouchard takes a tripping penalty. In this, we talked about on pre-gaming with Zach Lang. This was a big opportunity for Tristan Jarry in this hockey game, in a moment where, he made the comments post-game Saturday. I've been vocal about it. Don't know if that was the game to do it, but he's totally right in the Oilers' defensive structure. This one, you see it right there on your screen. Tristan Jarry saw that one pretty much the entire way. Yes, it is on the PK, but so we'll continue this. So just bank this one in your head throughout these, because I think out of the 4 goals that went down this evening, I think 3 of them you might have been able. You give me one of those, and once again, Brett, it's a 1-goal game. Thanks, Dork. But that could absolutely affect this one. It was a little bit of a special teams battle to kick off this hockey game, because the Flames score on the power play. Leon Draisaitl quickly answers back on the power play as well. This one, thing of beauty. Only guys like 97 and 29 are even trying to attempt stuff like this, as he goes, whoop! Chris Berman up top, over top of Devin Cooley's shoulder, right next to his right ear. And this was actually Leon Draisaitl's first power play goal, I believe, in 16 games, I believe it was. So we know they've been feeding him. The power play still number 1 in the NHL, but we haven't seen much of Leon Draisaitl burying lately, I'll say that. And this one, not from his regular spot. This one was just absolutely unbelievable. And then, I mean, Brett, show it later on. The other one, I guess if we're just talking about the beauty and Leon on the power play. The other one, we've seen a million times scoring below the goal line from our boy Leon Draisaitl, but I'm never going to get sick of watching him tuck away things like this. He's straddling the goal line. Absolutely unbelievable. Bang up top. But point being, getting a little distracted there. Special teams, major factor in this hockey game. The Oilers on the flip side of that with the PK. Remember last night, it's a tie game. Kasperi Kapanen evens it up in the third period. Toronto, they get a 5-on-3. Bang, bang. That's all she wrote. And to start this game, the Oilers allow back-to-back power play goals against. And you're sitting there, 4 consecutive power play goals allowed in a row. It's not good, Brett. It's not very good at all. I believe they've now killed off 5 of their last 13 in their last 5 games that they have played. That is an unbelievably putrid number. So what can you say about once again, some similar issues here for the Edmonton Oilers?
Yeah, well, again, it comes back to it. It will always seemingly come back to Tristan Jarry. We talked about it in the last couple of games where his save percentage, you see the numbers just dwindle down when he goes from 5-on-5, which is fine for him. So right now, into the penalty kill. And I mean, it was automatic. It was purely automatic. You knew it was going to happen. I was surprised they even killed one penalty kill tonight. It wasn't great. And you see a lot with Tristan Jarry. You saw it on the first goal, especially. It seems like he commits getting over there. How do you get beat going cross ice and it's cross body, the shot over to you? It's over to your blocker side. You're seeing a lot of almost panic tendencies right now because he realizes probably Tristan Jarry does that. Hey, this guy's probably open right now because our defensive structure is awful. The amount of times that the low D man was just outnumbered in this game was nuts. The amount of, even from the face-off dots down, it was 1 defenseman and 2 to 3 forwards. It was embarrassing, really. There needs to be something that changes here. I'm not a coach. I'm not a penalty kill well, I'm the one that they send out in ball hockey, if you know what I mean. But I'm not going to pretend to know the system and what's going to work perfectly for the Edmonton Oilers right now. All I know is that they need to make a change to that system right now, and they need to make a change fast. They got 3 weeks to do it, to try something new and hash something out, but got to figure it out.
Paraphrasing some quotes from Chris Knoblauch recently after last night's game, but he was basically saying, even I'm at a loss for options right now in what has been plaguing the penalty kill. Obviously, the first place I go to is that maybe Adam Henrique is a little bit more important to this team than we initially thought here, because, hey, it's just the facts of the facts. Stats are facts. Facts are stats. Since Adam Henrique has been banged up, the Oilers' PK has considerably gotten worse and worse. And yes, goaltending is a part of it as well. And I guess that leads me to, Tristan Jarry in this game. Tough one, dude, because as I said, there was so much attention paid to his post-game comments Saturday night after the Minnesota game, talking about the defensive structure for the Edmonton Oilers. I thought last night against Toronto, the Oilers structure was a little bit better. I thought tonight it was improved definitely from the Saturday standard that they set in that hockey game, but it's a tough look for Jarry when he goes out and the first two goals that he allows are ones that he sees all the way. Yes, they are power play goals against, but I think it's fair enough to say, hey, man, you could have made those stops. You did have an opportunity to make those stops, and it was not a confidence-inspiring performance, I will say, from Jarry. He stops 21 of 25 for an .840 save percentage in this hockey game. And I do think as the game moved along, he started to find his game a little bit. Second period, he had some good stops, moving side to side, some big ones with his pads, but it was ugly once again, and I see so many people talking in the chat about it. Brian Nugent-Hopkins, Jarry slides around in a panic more than I've seen in a goalie in a long time. And we just had Skinner and Pickard as our goalies. That's a pretty good description of it right there, man, because there's so many times you see Jarry over-sliding, over-committing, shots missing by like 4 feet, and he's still sliding out of his crease to, I don't know, it's so weird because he started his first 3 games, 2 games and 1 first period against the Bruins, and you're sitting there. I remember going, oh yeah, man, this is what goaltending is supposed to look like, but it is just significantly fallen off here for Jarry. And I think overall, Brett, do you want to discuss? Let's pull up the Ryan Lomberg goal here, the one that eventually is the difference. Obviously, the third one, Darnell Nurse, what team do you play for? Because it looked like he was actively going out of his way to screen Tristan Jarry and help the Flames get on the score sheet. Not really sure there. But on this one, I saw a lot of people online. They're throwing a lot of stuff at one Tristan Jarry. I'm more upset about the first 2, and those ones are even power play goals. This one, it's tough for me. You guys are aware of this. I never played goaltender in the NHL. Brett, you never did either as well. There's a chaotic situation going on right here, and that is kind of a bang-bang play. Puck goes at him, does make the initial save. He does kick out a juicy-ass rebound right out front to one Ryan Lomberg, but you do see multiple Oilers defenders there as well. They also have the option to clear the front of the crease, which, remember, that was a big issue that plagued the Edmonton Oilers at the very beginning of the season. You do think they've cleaned it up for the most part as the regular season went on. That one, I'm not that upset with Tristan Jarry, but a combination of all of them tonight, and I do think moneypuck.com had Jarry at minus 0.81 goals saved below expected. And I think that lines up with any one of these. You could have just used one more save, and that could have been the difference here with the Oilers, because we know what they can do in the extra frame or at the end of a third period.
No, 100%. Sorry, I'm just trying to find, you mentioned Lomberg here. He just had his presser. He had a quote for Tristan Jarry. I'm going to try and get Battle to find it here. So bear with me here for a sec. But no, I completely agree. Like, we can take a look at the numbers here for Tristan Jarry tonight. And we have both talked about it, how this game was a 1-goal game. You want one more save, and you didn't get it from Tristan Jarry tonight. I agree, and I just mentioned it again earlier, how I think he's been overcompensating a lot with his shots, trying to get over a little bit more and overcommit. It's weird because Stuart Skinner undercommitted, and now Tristan Jarry overcommits, and you're like, just that much, you know? Since he came back, it's been kind of disappointing. I mean, I agree. I never played in the NHL. I'm not going to tell you how to play, but I agree with you on that last goal. It's chaotic. And the puck, it's pressurized rubber. Listen, second time I mentioned it today, went to an art school twice, actually. I didn't do very well in math. I never took physics, and I failed chemistry 3 times. Thank you so much for my academic record. But what I do know about physics is that when a pressurized rubber, harsh, hard, cold puck goes towards an object and a hard object starts going the other way, they're going to make a connection. And I'm pretty sure, now you can fail me on this because I'm probably wrong, but that creates kinetic energy where they start to rub together and create heat and it shoots it the other way. That's kind of what happened here. Tough bounce. I agree. It was chaotic. Just it's disappointing to see, and especially when it's against the Flames and more than 2 games in a row here.
Yeah, damn it. We finally won 3 in a row, and here we go and just completely lose it. Shit our pants for 3 games in a row here. Andrew said he was beat clean on 3 goals tonight. Yep. Tristan Jarry. Now, I like this also from Milk Tobo. This applies to Lombard goalie. I think he's talking about Edmonton. Blame the goalie when the defense are just standing still. Yes, on the Lombard goal, absolutely. But Tristan Jarry could have definitely had an opportunity to make it on the first 2. And I don't want to continue to just harp on it. But yes, Brett.
Wise Kyle has the proper term. This is what I was looking for. Vulcanized rubber. That was, trust me, that I've been thinking about that since that goal came in. So I needed that. Thank you.
I like this from Final Buzzer. He said, I need to hear Doobie's take on Tristan Jarry. Absolutely. I do believe there is a new Ask Doobie that I see was scheduled on the YouTube. Funny enough, I'm never up to date on these things, but I'm signed into our YouTube and I look, so I'm pretty sure that's going out tomorrow. And I'm pretty sure the title is something to do with Tristan Jarry. There's a plug right there for you. Obviously, that would have been filmed before tonight's hockey game. Knockout Panda said, Jarry's rebound control is a concern. Yeah, I think just Tristan Jarry in general is a bit of a concern for me right now. Lance Kane, this is too real. Don't do this. He said, Jarry, Jack Campbell is pulling up a chair to the buyout counter at the bank for you. Don't even say that. Don't even put that in the ether, Lance. You're the most optimistic guy I know, besides Rusty, of course. Put some respect on his name. But Lance, he can't be doing stuff like that. Fighting Amish said 3 of the goals, he was way out of position. It was sad more than anything else. Yeah, it's been sad because it feels like it's just getting worse and worse. Once again, I'm not nearly at all panic city for anything here with Tristan Jarry. There's so much time left in the regular season. There's a 3-week break here. Everybody's going to reset. It's a whole second half of the season about to come here for Tristan Jarry. But we got to be real here, Brett. My confidence has dwindled since he has returned from injury. I was flying high in those first 3 games, and he got banged up. Since he has returned, I'm somewhere over here now.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I just wanted to point out on that the 3rd goal, the Connor Zary goal here. Like, yes, it beats him clean. That looks tough. And this is exactly where I'm going because we are going to get into this later. Look at this. Look at where, first of all, what is Darnell doing? Coasting in there, gets right in front of Tristan Jarry's sight line. And yes, again, it beats him clean. From the point, it is tipped as soon as it's released here. He doesn't know that it's released or that it's even tipped. It's tough. I get it. I don't want to make excuses because I do want to hate on goals. I do want to agree that your goaltender needs to make a save. But I mean, we got to sit here with a little circumstance, right? Context, people call it.
I'm seeing online right now, and I know we got intern Tristan doing a great job, bang up job behind the scenes. But this Leon Draisaitl stuff I'm seeing right now, I'm seeing the quote. He spoke post game, and the quote is, "It starts with coaches." From one Leon Draisaitl before the Olympic break. Battle, if you can get on that one and get it. If not, I can just rip the video right here and probably bring it on because I wanna get a listen to that one. Once again, keep it locked here on Oilersnation After Dark because I think we got a lot to unpack this evening, Bert.
I don't know if this is the clip where he says it, but we do have a clip from Leon Draisaitl in the room. Let's take a listen. Let's see what he has to say.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Like we're, yeah, just not consistent enough, and yeah, it's just this league's too hard, to just like lollygag through games and try to get winning streaks going, and you need everybody. It starts with coaches, like everybody. Like you're never gonna win if you have 4 or 5 guys going, and it starts at the top. we can be better, our leaders can be better, and we'll take the break and regroup.
That's some frustration from our boy Leon Draisaitl right there. Looks visibly frustrated now. I'll say he didn't just only call it the coaches on there, but that's definitely going to be the headline quote that leads everything on Oilers Nation every day tomorrow, Brett.
Well, and like this, I was going to mention this when you mentioned Adam Henrique earlier. I do think, you know what, I kind of brushed off Derek Ryan a little bit, and I think it's kind of just because of Waz. I'm sorry, DR10. That's just because I've known the guy for 25 years. But I think he's right. You mentioned that you're missing specialized players. Take a look at the penalty kill right now, ever since Adam Henrique left, and got injured. And especially recently, it hasn't been good. And especially when you have a new goaltender, 2 new goaltenders that have they played with Adam Henrique even yet? I'm pretty sure he got injured before he was out, or before they made the moves there. I think he might be right. I think when he's sitting there talking about 5 guys are going out there for X amount of time, he's talking about the freaking ice, the time here, the amount of time on ice for the bottom 6 that, hey, we saw a lot of great shifts from the Edmonton Oilers bottom 6. Were they scoring? No, but Josh Szymanski and Curtis Lazar in that 4th line with Matthias Janmark, I think had a very strong game tonight. Great passing play from Szymanski right out front to Curtis Lazar, who just poked it on. Very easily could have been a tap-in goal there. But how often are they then getting the next shift to ride that momentum, to then just ride out and just get a shift by shift by shift, line change, and hem the guys in there, build momentum? You're not doing that when the 4th line goes out there and does it. All right, so send out McDavid. All right, now we're back to Draisaitl. Back to McDavid again. Draisaitl, dang, we took a penalty and now we're on the PK. And then you have guys sitting on the bench for an extra 2 minutes who aren't on the penalty kill. I agree with them. I do completely agree with them. It will be interesting to see what comes out of this.
I got no lies detected in anything that Leon Draisaitl said right there, and I think it's a good point from Amanda. Something's got to change. If he's saying it, then they're definitely all feeling it right now, and maybe it is point here. Somebody in the Oilers locker room needs to grab this team and say, hey, boys, we need to figure this shit the fuck out right now. I think that guy in previous years, probably Corey Perry in the locker room for the Edmonton Oilers. So, it's got to be somebody. Leon Draisaitl is definitely that everybody's going to sit up straight and listen to. It means a little bit more when it's him saying it, but a lot of people in the chat, good on Dry, about damn time. I don't know what this name, it's Clutch, said he called out the defense more than anything in this hockey game. Nathan said, he also said our goalies have to make a save sometimes. See, now there's going to be so much extra drama to talk about because Jarry makes a comment on Saturday night about defensive structure, and I can have this from one Leon Draisaitl. I would love to be a fly on the wall to know what is being discussed in that locker room. I hope, of course, they're having these conversations behind closed doors and then are opening this up to the media. I worry about that a little bit right now, but I think it was Tyler Mulick just said it right now. Coach should feel a little bit hot right now. Coach should be feeling hot. Once again, I don't know the actual legitimacy of Chris Knoblauch losing his job with the Edmonton Oilers. The man just signed an extension not that long ago, so it is what it is there. But once again, this Edmonton Oilers team, this is win now mode thoroughly. And clearly, I mean, maybe it leads you to a bigger discussion about the Edmonton Oilers here, and that's something that I kind of mentioned it early on, and the argument that the Oilers this year, it does feel different. There have been ups and downs and struggles. Obviously, Chris Knoblauch is rolling out different coaches, different systems. We lost Paul Coffey, lost a goalie coach, lost a power play coach, and one Glenn Gulletson. And the discussion is that, yep, don't worry, the Oilers will just magically snap their fingers and they'll figure it out for the final third of the NHL season. But that keeps hitting it. That is not a way to bank on long-term success. And yes, you can find a way, but we're 50, 58, 7, something like that games into the season right now. We know pretty well what this team is. We know the system that Chris Knoblauch is trying to run. And doesn't look all that good on the eye test. I thank my stars every single day that we live in the Pacific Division, and that regardless of some of these regular season struggles, I still feel pretty good about making the big dance for the NHL playoffs. But Brett, another year here of the regular season, it just simply cannot be all sunshine and rainbows, which is great for us here on Oilers Nation After Dark. I don't bitch about that. My heart condition, my future heart condition, might have a problem with it. It's been some wild times recently for the Oilers.
Yeah, sorry, there's like a plane going over. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but I thought I was, I was in the middle of it. Listen, sports are for entertainment, brother. And are you not entertained? Listen, and I know you sit there and go, man, it kind of sucks. The Oilers are still going to make the playoffs. And I will be very confident in the fact that they are probably going to make a very good long run. Because what is this team damn good at? First of all, playing in big games. But second of all, making adjustments to teams in 7-game series. And I think this team is obviously able to do it. Couple tweaks here and there. We'll see what ends up coming down the drain. And Chris Knoblauch actually mentioned some of the struggles with the D and the penalty kill. We have a quick 30-second clip of that. Let's hear it.
Well, I think our penalty kill was going very well up until the last maybe couple weeks. So I think, it's going through a very cold stretch right now, but I think our penalty kill was going very strongly. The defensive structure, I think is the mentality of trying to outscore the opposition. And we've got some really good offensive players, but we got to be, a little more cognizant in how we play.
Yeah, that's
too diplomatic.
I need some emotion after a game like that. I want something here, especially. I don't know if he's aware of what Leon Draisaitl said during his media availability.
Hey,
sure, he'll have to
read a room. I mean, if Leon's doing it and Jarry's doing it, I'm pretty sure it's not just those two guys sitting there going, bah, humbug. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, continuing along, Park said Knobs was responsible for everyone brought in. Bowman left it up to him, and look what happens. Mark Stewart is a clown, and so is Knoblauch. Canucks Flames suck. Said, worst part, today was a good effort. The PK and goaltending was the difference maker. That's exactly what I said off the lead. Like, the Oilers could have deserved to win this game. It's just, once again, familiar story. You go down early. It's a tough stretch. And what he did say there, I haven't been mentioning it repeatedly, from December 23rd to January 24th, the Oilers had the best PK in the entire NHL. And all of a sudden, the wheels have just completely fallen off. They need to regroup. Saw somebody else put it in the chat earlier, and they said, perfect time for a break here for the Edmonton Oilers. Oh yeah, brother. Couldn't ask for a better time. Brett Dukes also said, is it too much to ask the boys to stick to fundamentals? And also a kiss from Brett. Your response.
Here, come here. Okay, fine. Sorry.
You'll
do it at the bar, but you won't do it here on air.
Oh, for me? Oh, I'll give you. Oh, yeah. No, yeah. No, I got you.
Thank you.
I gotta go that way.
Yeah.
You're going the wrong way too.
Aren't we all?
You gotta come see that live in the streets during the NHL playoffs for the boys. So we've talked. PK was obviously a big issue for the Oilers. Tristan Jarry, an issue as well. I guess let's talk about it at the same time as goaltending. Then we'll get into the good, the bad, the oily. Devin Cooley was pretty damn good in this hockey game as well. I do got to be real as I sit here. He stopped 36 of 39 for a .923 save percentage in this hockey game. He made repeatedly some good 10-bell stops in this hockey game that, once again, when you got Tristan Jarry on the other side in his performance, it was the difference maker. His stat line says 0.56 saves above, or goals saved above expected. I thought he was a little bit shaky to start the game. That was his first ever BOA, where he's on Calgary, obviously, taking on the Edmonton Oilers. A little bit shaky, and then he really locked in, and he found his game. And then you saw the gross, greasy one, the shot that it ends up trickling over top of him and goes past the goal line. I'm sitting on my couch going, all right, this is the time. Oilers smell blood. Let's get at this guy in one, Devin Cooley. But props to him. He locked in right after that. He responded very well. He did not let it rattle him, and he continued to make stop after stop. Thoroughly good performance here from Devin Cooley. The Flames got two young, solid netminders in the crease right now, and Brett, that pisses me off.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the fourth time that I do this tonight, but oh, damn it. I hate to like him, but I kind of do, because I didn't when he sat there and went, we're all going to die anyways, who cares? You know what, Devin? You're right. And I know, I'm sure there's all these people going, why you just goalied us? Yeah, you know, you can like a personality. I think he played very well. He's very technically sound in the net too, and I think that's something that especially the Flames are coveting right now, and they've seen it. Like Dustin Wolf, another one of those goaltenders that are just very technically sound and move very well in their crease. Listen, would love to have a guy like that. It is what it is. Cooley played very well, very calm. It's weathered a lot of storms for the Calgary Flames here. That's a good thing to have when they're trying to tank and your goalie's just making too many saves, though. Sure, why not?
Tough. What a good problem to have. Liam is in the chat, and he said, did I miss the Draisaitl quotes? Yep, if you scroll back a little bit, we did play Leon Draisaitl, where, if you want a direct quote, the boy did say that it starts with the coaches. So take that for what you may. Saw Liam also put in the chat. Kind of does feel like the Edmonton Oilers are at a little bit of a breaking point right now. And I think that Leon's a smart enough of a guy. He's enough of a leader. He knows that, yeah, he's about to go off. Him, McDavid, and Josh Szymanski head out to the Olympics. But a comment like that from one Leon Draisaitl, and you got to stew on that for the next 3 weeks, that sends messages, I think, to the rest of this team that over the next 3-week break, you better not just be kicking your feet up in Cabo. You better get ready to lock the fuck in when we come back from that break, because it's go time, and you can't be letting down 97 and 29, especially 97 when we know what he's done for Edmonton and the pay cut he will continue to take, Brett.
Hey, you want a quote while we're talking about goalies? How about the guy who scored the game-winning goal tonight? Ryan Lomberg had quite the quote on Tristan Jarry tonight. Here it is.
So what did you see on that goal?
Guys are teeing me up for something, aren't you? I said there's no Pizza 73 anybody in here, but I do like Swiss cheese on my pizza, so it's, you know, there's a little bit of that there, I think.
Is that a reference to their goalie?
Yeah. Attaboy. Attaboy.
Okay.
How are you?
Yep.
I don't know what's worse. That reporter with that question to second, like, that's like, come on, dude. But Ryan Lomberg, I hate this man. And once again, we said it before. This is a guy that is the definition. You hate him on 31 other squads. You would love to have that guy on your team. He makes that joke, and I sit here and I just fist clenched. If he's on the Edmonton Oilers, I go, ha ha, what a funny guy. What a good guy. Oh my God. Look at the charisma of this guy. Obviously, he had the comments before regarding Stuart Skinner and his Pizza 73 deal and Pizza 74, I guess, deal that went down. And he's still at it here with Tristan Jarry. And the worst part is that guy also has a cup to his name. And like, you just, I hate his guts, Brett. And like, but what can I do and sit here and say he scored the game-winning goal in this hockey game? And it's, again, not going that far, but Jarry, there's resemblances to some Swiss cheese at this moment.
Yeah, hey, listen, I find it very commendable of Ryan Lomberg to use a quote like that when it's the last game of the season. You guys aren't going to play each other again. You know, it's very good to see that you are able to have the balls to go out there and say it when you're not going to see each other again till next year. And, you know, Ryan Lomberg is getting a little long in the tooth, and it's not like he really does too much out there on an 82 game schedule. So, hey, if this may be his last ride against in the Battle of Alberta, good for him for going out there with the door closed, going, fuck you, Mom, and closing it. So, hey, good for him.
Let him have it. Let him have it. Once again, this is the big game for Flames Nation, of course, in a moment like this. We had Nick Alberga earlier on today on ONE. That was a big one for Leafs Nation over there. They hate us because they ain't us, and I just hate them because I'm full of rage and I'm a vengeful guy. But that's just me. Let's go now. The Good, Bad, the Oily, brought to you by Oodle Noodle. Download the app today, and you can earn loyalty rewards points when you sign up. Take advantage of their many deals, but personally, my favorite, the $2 deal. Any regular or premium box. On top of that, you can get 2 spring rolls, 2 green onion cakes, 5 spring rolls, or 60 fried wontons. I'm not gonna lie to you. During that ad read, it popped in my head, and I was like, man, we only got like 45 more minutes here on After Dark before we go to the Olympics. Back into fundamentals, Boardsy. Close out your ad reads.
Winter games.
Yeah, keep doing this. Yeah.
No.
Shout out the big game and the winter games. Also, shout out Oodle Noodle, Walkbox. We hate you. Hate's a theme tonight for me on Oilers Nation After Dark. Let's kick it off with the good. We gotta pick it up with some energy here. We went with the power play, and specifically one Leon Draisaitl. I think the Oilers power play looked much, much better this evening. They go 2 for 4 at the end of it, but this one to kick it off from Leon Draisaitl down to the side here of one Devin Cooley. Let me do it again. The Chris Berman, what? Goes upstairs on Devin Cooley. Liam, we should have checked the right ear on the scouting report for Devin Cooley earlier today, because Leon Draisaitl checked the scouting report on this one. Absolutely beautiful. So this one was his 12th power play goal of the season, I do believe. And it was his first power play goal in his last 16 games. Gets a little bit better because later on in the hockey game, he scored another one. And this just patented Leon Draisaitl from his moving office, I will say, because this one, both of his legs straddling the goal line, and we're not surprised anymore in oil country that he is able to find a way to tuck this one over Devin Cooley. It's unbelievable stuff here from Leon Draisaitl, but it's pretty funny. He had gone 16 games without scoring a power play goal. That part's not funny, but the last time that he scored a power play goal was when he scored 3 against the Calgary Flames, December 23rd. Happy Festivus in that last hockey game. It was nice to see. A good sign for Leon. Good sign for Team Germany as well, because obviously he's about to head out to the winter games. Brett, the power play, it looked good tonight.
Hey, it's their bread and butter. And when their penalty kill was not keeping up their weight or putting up their weight or whatever that saying is, pulling their weight. There we go. The power play was there to pick them up. And this again just kind of goes back to Leon Draisaitl's comments where it's, hey, those are kind of the 5 guys, aren't they? Those are kind of the 5 guys that we're talking about. And listen, it works. And they did well. And they pulled them out of the hole there, and they got the Oilers into a game that at the end of the day, sometimes at some points didn't look like it should have went their way, especially with the goaltending that they had. But it's just, it can't be like this every single time. We know this. Leon literally just said it. Good to see that it's still going. We're not going to coach offense here, but okay, this is figured out. Now what?
Yeah. It was I mentioned it. There was a quote earlier this week from Nobby where he really stressed this week that, yeah, we don't need to work on offense this week. We got to hone in defensively and power play. These 5 dudes, it's in their blood. It's in their blood. Bro.
The power play offense might not need work, but the bottom.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Like, hey, maybe not everybody needs offensive work, but some people do.
The 5v5 offense definitely needs work for the Oilers. I was just trying to talk specifically about the power play there. Let's continue. It's just the inverse here with good, the bad, flip it. We went with the penalty kill tonight for the Edmonton Oilers. Their struggles continue to be bad, dude. It was a parade to the penalty box in the first period. Calgary scores on their first 2 opportunities after Toronto scored on their only 2 opportunities last night. The Oilers allowing 4 power play goals against consecutively. And I do believe they did get a kill later on in the hockey game, but now in their last 5 games, the Oilers PK has killed off 5 out of 13 opportunities. It has been dreadful. It has been awful. It's very discouraging. And once again, I think Adam Henrique is a big part of why this has suddenly started to fall apart for the Edmonton Oilers. Granted, they were treading water without him there for a bit, but end of the day, I don't have an answer for it. it kind of sounds like Chris Knoblauch doesn't overly have an answer for it as well. And Brett, I feel like I'm banging my head against the wall when we're talking about the Oilers penalty kill recently.
Yeah, I mean, we already talked a lot about it, but it's just that the defensive structure has been an issue, and when your defensive structure is an issue and you're taking penalties and your PK isn't obviously doing any better, that's not a great recipe. Something needs to again change. Something I'm not going to pretend to know what it is, but it's not good. I just don't know what it is.
The penalty kill quality start meter, bad. Très mal in French. That means very bad. That's one of the few things that I remember from my grade 6 French classes. With good comes bad. With bad comes oily. I see some people. Final buzzer. Emberson was a king. MB fight was electric. Excuse me.
Whoa.
Brett, what an unbelievable scrap from Ty Emberson in this hockey game. What a surprisingly awesome scrap from both guys. It was Joel Henley for the Calgary Flames, and they were chucking bombs, dude. Great head-to-head matchup. You see Ty Emberson at one point pop off the helmet of Henley right there, and give him credit. He continues to keep swinging, and he would later pop off the helmet of one Ty Emberson. These two were chucking them back and forth. This was two guys that I don't overly expect to see it from, and honestly, the scrap was unbelievable. The part I love the most is the very end and the respect that they both show. The tap on each other, man. Good scrap. We're both still standing. We're both still alive. We both just popped each other's helmets off the other guy's dome. It was unbelievable, and can't say it enough. Very unexpected. Ty Emberson, he's got some of that meanness into him. We know he doesn't shy away from physicality or contact. I would say in that moment, he looked overly pissed off and seeing red and chucking bombs. There's no other way to describe it.
Hey, I cannot believe that Ty Emberson's got hands. That boy, I mean, he might be built like a brick shithouse. I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Great go. Hey, caught him with a couple there. Obviously, we saw he popped Hanley's helmet off, and he ate a couple and didn't fold. He ate a couple right on the chin and said, "What else you got, buddy? Here, eat this right hand." He was great in that fight. Very good to see, because especially for a guy who last year when he first got into this lineup, he was the most hit guy in the NHL, not just for the Edmonton Oilers, in the NHL. He was really sacrificing the body in a tough way, and you sit there and go, man, that's not sustainable. Hell, hey, Ty Emberson might have a little bit more of a mean streak than we think, and he might be. He tried to throw another big hit earlier in the game as well. I like Ty Emberson. I like my specialized players, and the fact that he's adding a little bit of fisticuffs to it, I'm all in, brother.
My reaction was simply, I apologize, Ty Emberson. I wasn't quite familiar with your game. I didn't know you had that in you, because that was electric, dude. I see Nathan said MB is progressing very nicely. Fighting Amish said M bricks on, that he's throwing bricks. I throw a brick in your face. Big comfy Chesterfield. Do we have anyone built like a brick shithouse? Freddie's built pretty good. Darnell, obviously, Oilers Nation After Dark producer one Brett Holden. Duh. My boy's a fucking tank. Absolutely. But Darnell's got reach. Darnell's got size. I do think Darnell is a part of, like, maybe not your prototypical heavyweight in the NHL, but he could chuck them with the best of them.
Yeah, you've met Janmark a couple times, haven't you? What does he look like out of his gear? Does he have quads?
Like me?
Definitely not a
Nothing special.
No, I don't know. I really don't know. I was trying to go through maybe Savoy. No, he's too small. I'm thinking his legs, though. I bet he has big legs. You're going to have a big leg and ass if you're that small and try and keep up. He might have a lower body that's kind of a brick shit.
We'll get into it over the winter games break with our bonus happy hour episodes of pre-gaming. Sure. We'll cover who do we all think has the biggest ass and legs for the Edmonton Oilers. Yeah. And once again, we need to finish off our highly debated segment of which Edmonton Oiler was the biggest baby at birth that you, me, and Menzies discussed.
I think we should add who would be the best kisser too.
Oh, Nuge, 1000%. There's no doubt in my mind, 100%. Let's go now to the jeans. That's an excellent one right there. Let's go to the jeans, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky. Only the finest tasting meat products earn the Wilhauk name. Made from 100% Alberta beef. Their jerky is aged, seasoned, smoked, and marinated to savory perfection. They gladly fill orders of any size, and you can find their jerky, sausage, and other products out of their Leduc location. And for more information, head on over to willhawkbeefjerky.com. I like Bo said, make a tier list. I'm in, absolutely. We gotta really get into our bag. Now, obviously, I just think this one's too obvious. Jeans, Tristan Jarry. I do think we've discussed enough about Tristan Jarry and his, I'll put it nicely, less than stellar performance like tonight, lately, ever since returning from injury for the Edmonton Oilers. But for me and the jeans, I couldn't entirely decide between one or two. I think I'll kick it off. I'm going to say, let's go with Jake Wallman first off, Brett. And I did prepare a small art project here as well because I just love ChatGPT so much and how fun it is to play with it. I don't think Jake Wallman had a good game tonight. I think he continues to struggle. He had a couple giveaways in his own end. He was losing battles along the boards, some inaccurate breakout passes. And this is once again tonight. And it's been a little bit of a theme lately here for one Jake Wallman. It all just feels a little bit off right now. And then I also might have to mention his partner in one, Darnell Nurse, this evening. He was wearing denim. He was wearing so much denim, Brett. Do we have that third goal for the why am I blanking? The Calgary Flames? I'm trying to already get it away from my memory and blanket here, but that looks like Darnell Nurse works for the other side. That looks like he's an international spy for the KGB, for the Calgary Flames, because he's completely out of the picture here. And he felt like it was a long shift. The broadcast was talking about it and how he'd been out there for a bit. He had just thrown a big hit. Kind of felt like he was trying to maybe play a little bit of hero ball and whatnot. And inadvertently, at the worst possible time that you could stand directly inside of one Tristan Jarry. And we've heard some discussion where Jarry has spoken to his new defenseman about, hey, man, I like the ability to see the puck. Gives me the best shot, no shit, to have my best ability to stop that puck. But here from Darnell Nurse, that was brutal. You see at the camera, they immediately went to the Darnell Nurse reaction shot. One we've seen a couple times throughout this season in the last couple of years as well. But that pairing together, I think they were wearing denim. You look at their underlying numbers, they don't look so bad on the evening at moneypuck.com, but there was some noticeable mistakes from the two of them out there tonight.
Yeah, no, mine was definitely Jake Wallman tonight. I mentioned that to you in pregame. I think it's tough because that's the third straight game where I have had Jake Wallman as my jeans player. I think he needs a reset. He looks like a floundering fish out there. There's a lot of times where he's just turning this way, go, oh, hey, how's it going? Oh, you know, oh, hey, whoa, hey, whoa, how's it going? Oh, okay, we're defending. It's not good. That's not how you play defense. I don't know what it really is. He might just be trying to, I don't want to say trying too hard, but I think he's trying too hard to make something happen. And I think he's trying too hard to sit there and go, oh, I might have to be the guy that makes something happen and stuff like that. And I think it's just pulling him out of position, getting him way too fatigued by the end of a shift that makes him, oh yeah, there goes the puck, but I'm going to get off instead. You know, I think he just needs a little mental reset, take a look at some game tape and hit some, what's it called? Fortnite. He likes Fortnite a lot. So, hey, quick little reset, get on the sticks. Pull a Patrick Laine, why not? And you know, it stinks that it's him. It really stinks that this is. Which, by the way, this might have to be a staple. I think we might have to keep doing this because I love this. Yeah, I think these two were definitely the jeans tonight.
I gotta find different ways, different situations to put them into to try and find a way to Like get him at the grocery store wearing jeans, get him over at, fixing his car wearing jeans, something like that. Not just strictly on the ice. I gotta find a way to get some more. I locked myself out of ChatGPT usages today because I used the free version, but oh man, oh no, and actually, okay, I'm gonna be bringing in another one a little bit later on here as well because this thing's just beautiful. But any other people, Brett, that you think could maybe be the jeans? Obviously, one Tristan Jarry is the guy that keeps coming back, but we've mentioned him a fair amount.
Yeah, well, you mentioned him. We do actually have a clip from Tristan Jarry from post game, and the reason why I want to bring it up right now is because it's the jeans, and he sits there and talks about making a save. Thanks, buddy. You're goaltending. Let's take a listen to what he has to say.
It's tough. I think I could have made some more saves. I think ultimately, if I can keep that game at 2, we come out with a better outcome. I think I could have played better to start, and I think that'll be moving forward.
So you're playing behind a team that's trying to find its posture here, right? They're struggling to keep pucks out, not just you, the whole team. And the PK is not great. Is it difficult to find your game when everybody's trying to find their game, I guess?
No, I think it starts with me. I think I could be more accountable, and I think I could play better. I think if I play better and stand in there strong for these guys, I think we'll have some better outcomes. And I think it starts with me, and I think I just have to be better moving forward.
Wow. I love that from one Tristan Jarry. I like sitting right in front of the media, wearing it, taking it. Yep, he does need to be better. He does maybe need to be a little bit more accountable. That's a much different tune he'd be singing tonight than he was Saturday night against the Minnesota Wild, which once again, don't know, I'm not in the room. That leads me to wonder what was discussed in the Edmonton Oilers locker room this evening because, I like that from Tristan Jarry, but I think everybody in the chat does as well. It's a lot of taking accountability here, which once again, I didn't have a problem with what he said Saturday night against the Minnesota Wild. That just wasn't the game for him to say that because he was awful. He was terrible in that game. So got to pick and choose your moments. Also, welcome to the Edmonton media. We will continue to, it's weird I call ourselves media, whatever, new age media, whatever. People are going to focus on that. But that tonight, those are good quotes. I like the energy I'm hearing from the Oilers post-game here, Bert, at least.
Hey, 100%. And I'm curious if they sit there because it seems very apparent there was a mood in that locker room tonight. I'm very curious if they sit there and go, this is our last game of the before the break, whatever. I wonder if they have, I don't want to call it a players only meeting. I don't want to call it like a whatever it is, because I think that sends panic into, but I think they probably sit there and go, hey boys, this end to the break, this going into the break was not good. The homestand was not good. We're sitting there and we had a great chance to really get ourselves back onto that into that top spot, into the Pacific Division, and we just did not do it. And while doing it, we played horribly as well at very certain points. That needs to change. Take these 3 weeks and have a little bit of a reflection, and I think we need to come back with a different mentality here. I'm very curious if they have a meeting like that, but it's very, very interesting tone coming out of the Oilers locker room tonight.
Yeah, it is. As for Tristan Jarry fighting Amish, said, Bud, you have nowhere else to go but up at this point.
Hey.
Rob Martin said he was not impressive tonight. I like that positive spin zone there from fighting Amish. Wise Kyle said that's something that Skinner would never do. Yeah, Skinner took more than enough shit. We don't need to unpack old wounds, something like that.
Sorry, I just realized I do have one more jeans tonight, and it's kind of a beef of mine tonight. So good thing that we're in the Wilhock portion of this. Listen, and I want to preface this. Let me preface this. The refs are not why the Edmonton Oilers lost this game. I would have had this exact same feeling if it was the Oilers winning this game. And I do not think that the calls that the refs made tonight really, that's not true, because I'll get into it a little bit. But I'm not saying that this has anything to do with the outcome of the game. What it does have to do is how it affects certain portions of the game and the game as a whole and how it's played. way too many penalties to start the game. The first whatever, and yes, the hit to the head from Hanley, a penalty. I think I missed the first one was a trip. I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah. But that Kadri one, if you're sitting there, yes, I think there was a bit of whatever. I think Kadri absolutely sent himself as well in that. The refs were way too ever present in this game and making calls that just didn't need to be called. And then later on in the game, they wouldn't make those same calls. There were certain times in the game where there was the trip in the first minute or whatever of the game for the Oilers. The same thing happened later on right in front of a referee with Evan Bouchard right there. And he goes, yeah. And Evan Bouchard after the play goes, hey, brother, what's going on here? There was a play where the puck hit the ref three times in the corner, and he just went, hey, get up on the boards, get out of the way, man. This was such a lazy performance from the refs because they sat there and tried to impose their will, and it looked like they were trying to sit there and make that 154 penalty minute game that they had just by themselves. And we talked about it. We texted about it. I want to have this dialogue too about the Janmark and who was it? Klapka, whoever it was. Pospisil. Thank you. Yes. Hey, one cross checks the other one gets him back. Hey, that's even. There we go. The Edmonton Oilers, the better team statistically. I mean, I don't need to pad my argument with the fact that the Oilers are the better team in this, and they haven't been impressive in this game. They just went down 2 goals against their utter blood rival. And yes, they are going to want to have a little bit of a fight back. So what do? Not only do you take both of those guys off, okay, fine, whatever. You take both of them off, but you don't give them offsetting minors. You give, Janmark cross-checked him, but then Pospisil was unsportsmanlike. So 4-on-4, and let's go. So what do the Oilers do? They go from putting out their fourth line to going, oh, hey, Connor, Leon, go out there. And then the play goes into the Edmonton Oilers' hands. Like that you're now affecting the play because this is now benefiting the Edmonton Oilers. That shouldn't happen. That is a prime time where you sit there and go, hey, boys, let's calm it down. Matthias, you got to take the draw here. You kick out the Oilers guy, and then you drop the puck. Guess what? Even if they fight, they're allowed to. This is one of the few sports where you're allowed to fucking fight. Let them fight if they have to. But just sit there and go, hey, you cross-checked him, separate it here, and let's get going here. And guess what? Nothing probably would have happened. Way too much overcommitment over whatever from the refs tonight. I saw way too much of the refs in the Battle of Alberta. And hey, hopefully when the refs looked up in the crowd, they saw all their jerseys and were proud of all the fans that came to see them tonight for the final Battle of Alberta of the 2025-2026 season.
I know my friends and family were wearing their zebra jerseys out in the stands tonight, 1,000%. It was the Janmark Pospisil one where I stood up on my couch and it was just, what the fuck, man? You're over-policing it like crazy right now. I was like, yeah, guy gets shot, guy takes other shot. Yeah, separate them. Drop the puck. Once again, not a reason the Oilers lose, anything like that, but I do think it was absolutely noticeable. There's part of me, right? Maybe we'll do this later on. Okay, so just continue on. There's a couple things in the chat here that we got to clean up. McSorley said, we lost this game due to bad coaching as a team. We played bad. To that, I say, check out this Photoshop that I made earlier as well.
Come on.
Yeah, there we go. Our boy Chris Knoblauch, for the podcast listeners, is jean shopping at a local department store, and he's looking at what appears to be maybe some oversized Jankos. I don't know, but he's got quite the smile on his face as he is looking through these beautiful pairs of jeans. So that's Darnell Nurse there, right on top. Yeah. Jake Wollman on the other side, right there, and it doesn't even make me feel good to say that. But continuing along, I like Fetty said Skinner was never the problem. I've said this so many times. Imagine sitting in this very chair as many times as I've sat in it. And now, here we are. Now, I do also see some other people. Lance said this. Like, am I taking crazy pills? Why does Jarry seem so unlikable? Like, is it just me? I don't know. I'm strictly about the on-the-ice performance right now. You've heard me say it a million times. Maybe not Drake May, because I love Drake May so much. They're professional athletes. I don't really give a shit what they do off the ice. Besides, I don't care if I like them or not. Like, I didn't like Evander Kane, I'm sure. I don't know if I would like Corey Perry, but I love them in an Edmonton Oilers jersey. I would love Tristan Jarry if he gives me 900 goaltending, without a doubt. I'm an easy guy. I'm a simple man, but I don't know. I could say we gotta forgive and forget. But I do feel like, me as a fan, and I can only speak for me, the Saturday night comments after the Minnesota game, I was a little taken back of like, what the hell, dude? Like, well, you can't, like, you barely been here, man. Like, but either way, whatever it is,
it's just a different personality. I think It's just going to take time to get used to it. It's same with Skinner. Remember during the playoffs when he sat there and was like, took a lot of accountability and people were like, have some fire, kid. It's just different. Just going to get used to it.
Yeah. Then we got a couple more super chats. Got to clean up here. So RB said, tough night for McBride's maid. Must be the ref's fault. Connor McDavid, I will say, you want to continue on the jeans? I don't think Connor was very good at all in this hockey game. You talk about mail it in season. I think Connor McDavid's one of the few guys that I would understand in this one. He had expected goals for percentage at 5-on-5, 31.6% individually for McDavid. Scoring chances were 14-19 when he was on the ice. High danger. He got doubled up 4-8 this evening. So, yep, 97 wasn't at his best.
No, I also just want to say, first of all, thank you so much for the super chat. Second of all, that's, if you paid attention at all, that's literally the first thing that I said was it was not the ref's fault the Oilers lost. But thanks for the donation to the Ben Stelter Foundation.
Charity. You also can't get a tax write-off. I believe we found that out recently. Darian came in, $6.99. She said, or $69.99.
Oh, wait, we do actually have.
I like that you did it auditory. That was pretty funny.
Sometimes I forget I'm a producer.
$69.99 here for the Ben Stelter Fund. Said, contributing to a great cause, but also announcing Darian will be in Edmonton April 4th, Oilers versus Knights. I will be around to sign autographs and accept a hold at Greta, most likely. See all my ON fam out, I hope. Fingers crossed, hearts, dogs, cup, yeah. Woo. Woo, 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 woo.
I think that just woke up Bear downstairs.
There's another dog in the house. And then Floric, another one, $5, said 5-11 against actual playoff teams this year. Frustrating numbers. And against contenders, we are getting blown out. The team has got to figure it out. Yep, we all need a break from the Edmonton Oilers need a break from the Edmonton Oilers. I need a break from the Edmonton Oilers. You maybe need a break from me. I don't know. We all need to step back for the next 3 weeks here, and we got to reset. So we got the trade deadline, and then we're down the stretch we go for the rest of the NHL season. Let's go now. Board Bankroll brought to you by Bet365, 19+. Please play responsibly, because whatever the moment, it's never ordinary.
I think, Aaron, your mic just cut out here. I was very curious because I sat there and went, oh, no, what happened? I thought I got kicked out there. But, Bordsy, I'm going to bring it up for you because it did not look very good for you tonight on the Bordsy's bankroll. And it sucks because I tailed you here. I thought that the puck line was going to be the right call here. No, still no. But I still am very shocked that the puck line didn't hit. Jake Wallman did play interesting in the offensive zone. I don't know if that's quite why we got two, but hey, why not? By the way, my spider did not hit.
Ah, damn it. Also, the reason I unplugged my mic, I banged the table so hard with my fist that
I didn't say anything. I just for everybody because I thought it was me that got all caught up here. So I apologize for that.
No, I got too much passion. I got too much passion throughout my body right now. I'm fired up. What I meant to say was I was on it with my shot props. Jake Bowman, that's now 12 games in a row. He's hit 2+ shots. It went from minus 190 to minus 165. Bet 365, don't know what you're doing. And then cap it in minus 110. The Cap man, he had 4 shots on goal in this hockey game. McDavid had 8. Connor McDavid had 8 shots in this hockey game. And I still didn't overly like his performance, which is a little bit funny to say. Bert, let's go now. Voicemails brought to you by our friends from Swiss Donair. We love them. Home of the old school Donair with options if you want some flair. Open for 25 years and now open 7 days a week. The pride of the North Side. Swiss Donair is great for your events at home or office. Check out their location at 8308 144 Ave Northwest or order online at swissdonair.com. Oh, Brett, actually, I also think they may have stat adjusted here, and I think they took a shot away from Jake Wallman. All right, what do we got for voicemails, my brother? Hit me.
Alrighty, so we got a sorry, I was just reading a message from Battle here about these voicemails. So we're going to actually start with Andrews because that was where I was going to start. But we have 6 voicemails from for tonight, and let's again start with Andrew.
I'm just going to say this: I've seen enough of Tristan Jarry. He overslides, overcommits. He's always out of position. He plays the puck. He doesn't pass it well. Team defense is terrible. They're playing poorly in the offensive zone. They're passing pucks to nobody, turning over the puck, leading to odd man rushes against. But Tristan Jarry got beat 3 times tonight. He's given up so many goals over the past couple of games. I don't trust him. I don't like his contract. I don't like that he's here for an extra 2 years. That Skinner trade probably is looking like it's going to close the window. I don't like that. If we were going to spend $5.5 million on a goalie, I would have rather gotten Gibson at the start of the year. I just don't like this trade.
I don't like you saying crazy things like the window is about to be closed. I was picking up what you were laying down for a bit there. Once again, hindsight is always 20/20. I will say, you can go back to it. Once again, there's still so much time. That's why when you lead this off with that you're done with Tristan Jarry, my instant reaction is, come on, dude. Like, we can't already be doing exactly what we did with Stuart Skinner, Mikko Koskinen, every goaltender that's been around here recently. We can't already be going back to our roots this prematurely. There's so much more time left in the season for him to figure it out. But I will meet you in the middle in the sense that my confidence here has significantly dwindled in the last little bit. Since the moment Johnny Lass called him Skinner East, I can't get it out of my head. The similarities are totally there. This is no groundbreaking stuff. We've heard this ad nauseum, but to where he was, lateral move for a more expensive goaltender with more term, where you give up Brett Kulak, you give up a second-round pick as an asset, and we sit here. Once again, you can compare them to Stu all you want. Check their box scores every single night. It's not that simple, but for the Edmonton Oilers' sake and where we sit today, doesn't entirely feel like we've fixed anything or solved anything. Still plenty of time to do that. Then at the end of the day, I saw somebody put in the chat earlier and I lost it. There's a lot going down in here, but somebody mentioned that Connor Ingram right now is without a doubt, I think in most opinions, the number 1 goaltender here for the Edmonton Oilers. And the part that is it's the biggest kick in the dick is that he was right under your nose the entire time in Bakersfield. And had you just sent down one Calvin Pickard and cut the cord earlier in the season when he was the worst goaltender in the NHL, you could have called up Connor Ingram. Maybe he plays well. Once again, I don't know how that alternate timeline plays out, but there's a possibility that he finds his game. You sit there with Skinner and Ingram and you go, oh, we don't need to make a move, but it is what it is, Bert. We are well into this decision now, and the McDavid tenure may very well be defined by one Tristan Jarry.
We are 12 games in. Because what the fuck do you think they're going to do? What are they supposed to do? You made the deal. You can't go back on the deal. And the funny thing is, Tristan Jarry, since coming to the Edmonton Oilers, has played a little bit like Stuart Skinner. Stuart Skinner has, since getting traded over to the Pittsburgh Penguins, has played a lot like how Tristan Jarry played before the trade. Listen, you mentioned John Gibson. John Gibson was not very good with the Anaheim Ducks, especially in the last couple of years. This year, his numbers look nice: 4 shutouts, 902 save percentage. That's nice. How do you imagine that would happen and go if the Edmonton Oilers had him and if he played behind the Edmonton Oilers goal defense? Probably about the same as it went in Anaheim, and we'd be sitting there going, oh my God, we spent $5.5 million on this in our crease. We'd be having the same conversation. Guess what? It's probably the same with UC Soros at this present moment, who currently has an 892 save percentage and a 320 goals against average. What ifs, whatever, what this, what that. It's all, nothing can be done. You got to sit there and realize we're stuck. I don't think that we're stuck. I think it's a funk. The whole team's not playing well just because the goaltending is the one. There's 2 guys who can only play goalie on the roster. I get that you have to blame somebody. And it's funny because when we sit here and talk about the defense has to be better, we're talking about a collective. The bottom 6 has to be better. We're talking about the collective. The collective goaltending for the Edmonton Oilers as a whole throughout this season hasn't been great. It is what it is. There would be no real savior right now for this team.
That whole time you were speaking, all I wanted to say is exactly what Percy said. Goalies are voodoo.
Bingo.
Dude, they none of them make sense. They're up, they're down. It's never going to fully commit unless you get a top 5 goaltender seemingly out of a Russian factory somewhere over there that they find a way to just continue to shit these guys out. You're gonna have to find a way to figure it out with what's left on the scrap heap here for the Edmonton Oilers. That was a good voicemail. I appreciate it.
Yes, I do want to thank Andrew for that because I know I kind of went at you, but I appreciate it. Also, the Edmonton Oilers almost had their Russian goaltender. Ilya Konovalov, I swore, was going to be the answer. He was one of the best goalie prospects that I have ever watched, just behind Spencer Knight and behind Dustin Wolf. I loved him. I thought he was going to be the answer. Unfortunately, he had to leave. Alrighty, we got a few. Actually, all of these next voicemails are from people we recognize. So, you know what? Let's get the one that's probably going to be the most out of the way, whatever. This is Peyton.
What up, Bordsy? What up, Brett? You guys both know I wanted Stuart Skinner gone. You know I wasn't a Stuart Skinner supporter. I told myself, whatever new goalie we get, I'm going to support them through thick and thin, through the ups and downs. And today, Jarry played like shit. He played very bad. I thought 3 out of the 4 goals were his fault. I also thought the team in front of him played like shit. So if if you're just blaming Jarry for this loss, take a chill pill because the whole team played terrible. I'm happy the Olympics are here. Oilers hockey is not fun right now. It's not fun.
We got to call quick tea on the Oilers season right now because we all need to step away and take a break from this. When you know it's bad. Look at the growth we've seen from young Peyton, taking a little accountability, not just having blind faith and screaming Tristan Jarry this and Tristan Jarry that. I like producer Reese just put ha 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 in the chat as well. So that really makes me laugh as well. Brett, you know it's bad when even Peyton is losing his blind faith.
Oh man,
he's getting too real. He's getting too cynical and growing up. I don't like this.
He's becoming aware. I don't like it. Alrighty, four more here, and this one is a voice from down under.
Mate, where's fucking Victor Falths when you need him? What are we didgeridoo out there? I get lit up in the Brisbane Div 4B League, mate. I suck in that, but like, fuck boys. I'm on a plane with my skates if you need me. Like, what are we doing? Fucking hell. Although I will say that I haven't had a sticky all season. Like, just haven't fucking had a sticky since before my last Canada trip. And I thought today might be the day, but as the game went on, I didn't really fucking feel like having one. So low key, like, not super upset because drinking beer out of ice hockey sticks, Nah, I'm not going to lie. It's fucking awesome, and I really wanted to do it today. It just sucks we couldn't. But anyway, way she goes. Play La Bamba Baby, fucking blah, 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 all that stuff. Cup year, Lance Kane. I really want to touch your nipples.
Dukes!
Maybe voicemail of the year.
The man's legendary for a reason. That hit so many different areas, facets, and then wrapped it all up in a neat little Lance Kane's nipples bow. That's just like that a little bit right there, Bert. Dukes, you're unbelievable, man. If you want to come open tryouts for the Edmonton Oilers goaltending position, I mean, come on down. Dukes, let me answer the chat. When's the next time you're coming back? When are you coming back to Edmonton? We need more beers. What did he call that? A stinky?
A sticky. Do you know what he does?
Sticky. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? If you come down, I'll do a sticky with you. We can do a couple of icky stickies together. I'm into it. Dukes, we might hear from Dukes again a little later on. I don't know, but let's get to somebody else that we know very well, who's normally in the O&E chat, excuse me. But he's been poking around here lately. Let's listen to Mulek.
Yeah, long-time caller, first-time listener. Is it a cup year? Does Pete DeBoer need to come back as assistant coach after the Olympics? I don't know. So we'll see.
Now, I'll take Pete DeBoer as an assistant coach 1,000%. Once again, it's just the realism of Chris Knoblauch is going to be running the show here for the Edmonton Oilers. It will also always be a cup year, damn it. And I don't like hearing that such key players like Mulek are not fully buying into the cup year. We have blind faith when it comes to those type of things, but I'm not there fully yet with one Chris Knoblauch. We need to let him come back from this Olympic break, do some homework maybe over the next 3 weeks, do some soul searching, take a long look in the mirror here, and then after that, we get 2 weeks into March and things are not going well. I think everything's on the table for me. But actually, the trade deadline will be done before that. Shit.
Just really quick, because we haven't really done many tonight. Cup yip. Thank you. Alrighty, 2 more here. This one is from a guy that we're going to see a lot during the Winter Games break here. That's one Michael Menzies, brother.
I'm sitting in my hotel room at the Microtel in Fort McMurray after the Bonnyville Pontiacs defeat the Oil Barons 4-2. Huge victory. My holiday from the Oilers began 48 hours ago. I suggest everybody else take a holiday. Take a holiday. Can I be Trent Fredericks? Travel agent here for a second. Hey, Trent, I'm going to hook you up with Aaron Rodgers. He's going to take you to Peru for an ayahuasca retreat, and you can retch for several hours as you, tackle all those demons you've had since childhood and come back reborn. Oh, someone's knocking at my door. I think that's Gavin McKenna's lawyer. I was just about to give him some advice. Anywho, see you, boys.
Unbelievable stuff from Michael Menzies. Wow. And he threw in the Gavin McKenna lawyer comment there at the end for one last little dig there. I also got to say, I am jealous as shit at the idea that Menzies hasn't had to really sit down and watch these last 2 games for the Edmonton Oilers because they have been disappointing results. They have been frustrating results, but don't answer that door. Don't answer that door, Michael Menzies. Don't do that.
Get out. Oh, my God. Hey, back-to-back possible voicemails of the year. That's unbelievable. All righty. Our final one of the night. We're going back down south. Well, down under. Duke sent another one. There's a part 2 to this.
All right. Serious question. Listen here, Tristan. I know it's my second voicemail, but like we're besties, so it's cool. Who wins in a fight out of Waz and Liam? And like, explain, like, justify your answer. Thanks. I'll hang up and listen.
Okay, now this is weird because has this question been asked recently? Because I feel like it was last week that we discussed this in the office for a little bit of who would win in a scrap between it was Liam and Waz. He said there, right?
Yeah.
I'm taking Liam 10 times out of 10. So again, Waz been in the gym lately. Waz been looking good lately. Waz slimming up lately. He's getting good. There's something at the end of the day that Liam has got that look in his eye, and especially with Matthew Wozniak, and he finally got the opportunity to get a lick in or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. I do not doubt that Liam Horban would find any way to get that done. Now, this is in a ring. It's consensual. We've signed waiver forms. They're going at it. I do think Waz would, he definitely sneaks him in there, but Waz is a lover, not a fighter. Like Waz, in my opinion, he'd just hug him. Waz doesn't have that in him. Now, I could be wrong. I could be surprised, but I'm taking Liam 10 out of 10.
No, 100% Liam. I have personally seen Waz in a fight before. Let's just say that he made his opponent look strong is a wrestling term that we will say. He definitely put his opponent over in that. Yeah, Liam. And again, the English can fight, brother. The English can fight, and he still got that English blood in him. And especially if you get a couple brewskis, what's the Saint what day? I almost said St. Andrews, and I don't think that's the right one for England.
St. George's Day.
St. George's Day. I think if it's on St. George's Day and Liam's had a couple of red brews, I think it's good night Jim Kite for one Wazzy.
That's April 23rd, St. George's Day. So we're coming up. We're getting it again. Here we go.
Let's get it sanctioned. I know a couple guys in MMA here in town. Let's get them on a card.
That'd be sick. That would be sick. All right, so that was our last voicemail we had for the evening.
Yes, it is.
All right, folks. Well, it is 12:17 a.m. local time here. I will be live tomorrow, Oilers Nation every day. Once again, back in the big chair, me and Liam. Even though I gotta stop doing that. The big chair is the producer chair, and Patrick Puff is in that chair, and he did a bang up job earlier today. He's helping us out. And then Friday on O&E, we're going to have Michael Menzies in studio. I think I want to do a Super Bowl prop bet draft between me, Liam, and Menzies on Friday. I think that would be, once again, we're not going to have an Oilers game to talk about. So I think it's time for us to get in our bags. Now, speaking of that, this is the final edition of Oilers Nation After Dark for the winter games break we got going on here. But if you've been in the chat recently, we've talked about it a lot. We are still going to next week, I think on Monday, Friday, we're going to drop some special happy hour type episodes. Maybe we'll enjoy a couple suds. We'll talk about the Oilers. We'll talk about Team Canada. I've got some games prepared for some characters here at Oilers Nation. And then we mentioned it. Chat loved it. They really reacted to it. We're going to do some video game streams over the next couple weeks here. And Waz has that twinkle in his eye when we mentioned that we could do it and set it up. So I'm excited to see where that goes. Brett, you're in on that little Beerio card action?
Oh, brother, 100%. You know the 90th minute made its bang on video game content. And while I only edited one season, shout out crew who edited the rest, I am big on the video game content, brother.
Absolutely. Braden's in. He said, did you guys react to Dry's comments on the coaching? Yes, we did. Don't really remember where in the show, but we did play.
Oh, no, you muted. You ripped yourself out again. Yeah, don't worry. We did it in the first hour. We're actually going to analyze every single lip movement from Leon Draisaitl in the third hour. So,
absolutely. I gotta keep my arms down. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm getting too animated. What do I normally do with my hands? Either way, keep it locked. We'll have some more original content, I will say, from the pre and post game crew, which you know what that means, tends to usually get off the rails. And if we don't have a game to talk about, we're starting off the rails. So I can only imagine where that one's going to go. Should be good. I appreciate you all. I love you all. I'm going to miss you all. Once again, I'll still be doing Oilers Nation every day, producing that one throughout the winter games break there. Please, on your way out, throw down your courtesy like. Make sure you subscribe to the ON YouTube channel, as well as the Sauce. Brett, you pulled double duty tonight, co-hosting, producing, bringing in voicemails, bringing in video clips. I love you. I appreciate you. You do a bang-up job. And go Patriots. Go Drake May. Sunday Soupy. Destiny awaits all of us. And Drake May's on the doorstep of destiny right now. So we'll see how that one goes, Bert.
Of course, that's when your mic doesn't cut out. I almost muted you there.
There's no way. There's no way. I also have recently discovered, I think I have to host the Super Bowl party this year. So if it doesn't go my way, I'm kicking everybody the fuck out of my house the moment that game is over. Like, I don't care. They know that. They're aware of that. Brett, I love you. Intern Tristan, bang up job. Chat, you guys are the best. Go Canada, go. Featuring Team Germany as well. You got to pull for our two boys there as well. Love you all. Have a good 3 weeks without the Edmonton Oilers. I think that's best for everybody's health and their just general well-being right now. Appreciate you all. We'll talk tomorrow, Oilers Nation, every day. Over and out. See you in 3 weeks on this show.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Every Day, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.